newly resurrected into the Guild Ball scene, playing his Fisherman against my Alchemist team. So you can see I am kicking towards the middle of the screen there with Vitriol. She moves into that cover, and she kicks right into the forest. Leon's set up there with his kind of usual team: Shark, Salt, Sakana, Grayscales, Siren, and I think that's it. I don't, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's when he's coming in. You can see Salt picking up the ball there, and tries to kick to Siren, misses, the ball scatters behind the goal line. So normally that's a problem, but I'm sure it's close enough he's going to be able to get to it. I believe I have Compound in this team, so I think I just move Compound and optimize him to within 4 inches of the goal. Leon's asking for a couple of measurements there. And I'm just looking around with Vitriol. You can see she's in cover there in the middle of the screen. Instead, I'm going to move Naja. Naja's just going to take cover there behind the rocks. The activation I missed was actually Grayscales coming back to get the ball, kicking it to Siren. Siren moves and she kicks it over to Shark, I believe. So I'm looking at possibly moving Midas there, who's towards the bottom of the screen up. He's gonna skip, thinking about moving Calculus up. I don't think I'm ready to do that yet either. I want Calculus to hit something. So instead, I'm just gonna sprint Catalyst up. So I'm gonna give up my free charge because it doesn't look like Leon wants to go anywhere near Vetcat. Meanwhile, Jack is gonna move. He's gonna move up and kick the ball over to Sakana. And then now I am going to move up with Calculus and throw the I'm going to throw a Poison Cloud over there on Jack and hit him for 2 damage, which is reduced down to 1 and poison. Sakana is going to give himself a little bit of cover, then he's going to pass the ball over to Shark. So now he's trying to figure out if Shark can do a goal run. So here comes, looks like Shark is going to slide up using the momentum that he got off the pass from Sakana. And I'm going to throw Vitriol in against Shark. That's something Leon did not see. He didn't actually recall that Vitriol had been there since the beginning of the turn as she kicked the ball. So he claims that he would have had a different move there with Shark if he had recalled Vitriol being there. I think maybe he would have played a little more conservatively, which is fine. I mean, that means you know, he would be guaranteed first turn starting the next turn. I'm going to go ahead and charge there and tackle the ball. I believe he is going to attack back. He's going to do weak point to her. And I'm going to pass the ball on my activation, pass it over to Naja. So that's just going to complicate the this a little bit more. Shark is going to go ahead and do a couple of attacks on Vitriol there. Get himself a couple of dodges, get out of combat. And then he's going to head over, try to take the ball from Naja. So Naja does have unpredictable movement, but I actually don't want this to be a dead ball, so I'm actually going to let him take the ball, which is a little unusual. I don't think he has enough left to kick a goal, so I'd rather him have the ball and try to get within goal range. He gets actually pretty close here, but he just doesn't have enough gas to kick it. So I'm actually going to let him take this ball, and because that means Midas gets a shot at the ball. But he's going to kick the ball back to Sakana, actually. Right? But that's still a better outcome than actually having the ball on Nausea at the start of the next turn. That's what I don't want. So I have 4 on Midas, and Midas is going to go into Shark here with a crowd out, which will cancel the cover. And I don't need anything. I don't need a ball, don't need anything. Just going to rack up some momentum here, get into this momentum race, and try to win first turn so I can take the ball from Sakana. So I'm just getting a bunch of momentous dodges here. Don't even need to do damage. And I'm looking at, hey, should I get out of combat and try to get over to Sakana? The answer is no. So I'm just going to sit on my 4 momentum. I think Leon has 3 at this point. Looks like I'm going to get to go first. I'm going to play Seize the Initiative, and I'm going to dodge over to Sakana. Meanwhile, Leon is more worried about Compound and clogging him up. So I believe Leon is going to, I believe he ends up dodging Shark into Compound. I guess the thinking there is he can actually prep for goal and be in Compound's melee range and not have to deal with Rush Keeper. Okay. So now we're doing influence allocation. You can see Midas is threatening Sakana there. He's not quite within 1. So this is going to be interesting. Well, actually, I don't remember if he made it to within 1 or not. We'll see. That will be my first activation, is to attack Sakana. Sakana's going to counter for free. Sakana will tackle the ball right back, which is fine. I believe I have a 5, maybe even 6 influence on Midas here. Now, what would have been nice would have been trying to charge him and knock him down, but you're asking me to roll dice, and that's not going to happen. So I'm going to tackle that ball. I'm going to slide out of combat using my heroic. And then I'm going to sprint over to the goal, so it looks like I was within range there. Sprint over the goal, kick a 3-die goal, and I'm going to score it. So Alchemists are going to be up 4 to the Fisherman 0. So Midas is in a good spot right now. I'm just going to leave him right there. Leon's going to throw in the ball towards Grayscales. So there we go. Ball's going to land in a pretty good spot, actually. He's got to decide if he wants Grayscales to move it up and get it over to Angel, which is something I prefer. That's more of an attacking position. But I think he's playing more conservatively here. He wants Grayscales back in case I threaten goal again. So some deliberation going on here. He's kind of asking, like, what's the... And personally, I do think it would be better to go forward, get Grayscales into the play, and push Angel forward. But he's worried because I have 2 strikers right there. I have Vitriol, who hasn't gone, and now Midas is in goal range, so he just becomes a snapshot turret. So he's gonna jump back a little bit with Angel. I'm sorry, with Siren. I keep calling her Angel. And Siren's going to pass the ball up to Shark. And Shark is looking to dodge up. All right, so Shark dodges up into Compound's melee range there. So Shark's looking pretty good for a goal. I'm going to go ahead and try to stop this goal, and I'm going to throw Vet Cat backwards, actually, and free charge into Shark. since I don't have any I don't have anything on compound. Now, I could have actually just let him have the goal and trade goals with him, since I had Vitriol threatening within range. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to give him a goal this early and allow him to feed. So I'm going to knock the ball out of Shark's, knock down Shark, and you can see the ball scatters there right where my phone is towards the bottom of the screen. I'm going to do a couple more attacks to Shark and with the knockdown condition, actually lay into him pretty hard. I think I end up doing somewhere between like 6 and 10 damage on the next two attacks combined. So now Leon's trying to figure out what he can do here. He's looking at Sakana or Jack. And I believe he's going to end up moving Sakana to within range of Vitriol. He figures that ball is safe back there with, you know, with nothing on compound and Vet Cat now having gone, and me really having, the only person that's even remotely close there is Calculus. So he's going to go back into Vitriol and do a couple of attacks to Vitriol. They don't really land much. They're just going to net him a couple of dodges and some momentum, which is always good. So he's wondering where that snake is going to threat. Meanwhile, I do have Calculus back there. So I'm going to have Calculus come back. And she's going to skirt around Shark, pick up the ball, and then drop it off to the snake. So he with only one on Calculus, I thought I was possibly going to try to do a blind back there, but it's actually just better to just scoop up the ball and hand it over to the snake. So now Shark is looking to let's see if Leon decides to retaliate with Shark. So here's another instance where he thought maybe I couldn't threat to the ball, but with an 8-inch run, I can skirt around, and Shark being in combat right now, I can skirt around and just pick up the ball with Calculus and drop it off. I think that's better than trying to go for the one die, basically the 50-50 shot for blind. Blind would have been another way to, actually with Shark on the ground right now, that would have been another way to do it, but still, you're asking me to hit a 3. You know I can't hit a 3. It's impossible. So I think we've got some we're looking at Jack possibly attacking. He just kind of moved into position there. Now I'm moving with the snake, and I jog up with the snake, and since Jack and Sakana have both gone, and Angel, gosh, Siren, Siren is also gone, I'm just going to drop off the ball there in space. And this is an interesting move because Shark might have been able to get to me, like he might have been able to clear Tidal Wave and then charge the snake. Instead, I'm just going to leave it in space, and Shark he's going to measure this off and realize that Shark actually can't get to the ball anymore. So this is an interesting case where, okay, you make that call because there's nobody threatening there, and you still have Vitriol in range. He's going to move Salt over. Now that is a mistake there. That he could have actually done get over here Salt when Jack had moved into position, and that would have helped things a little bit because then Salt could have scooped up that ball, ran over to Shark, and tried to drop it off by Shark. So instead, Salt has to go, and Salt is just going to stand in front of the goal. And now I'm figuring out what I want to do with Vitriol, if I want to scoop it up and attack, or if I'm going to scoop it up and just run right back. So I'm out of range, but I'm in melee range of Jack. So I'm going to take an attack on Jack, open for a push dodge. So I'm going to need 2 results here. or 3 successes. Looks like I'm going to get it. I'm going to get my push dodge and push him out of melee. And now I'm in goal threat range. And there we go. Kick another goal with Vitriol, and now the Alchemists are up 8 to the Fishermen. So another, like, that was just playing around with ranges and activation order and realizing who's gone, who's a threat, who isn't a threat, how far can I get to that ball. So now he's going to drop Grayscales into the play. And Grayscales is just going to kind of threaten up the board there. I'm going to move Compound over to assess that threat there from Grayscale. So now Compound is free. And now he's got to figure out what he wants to do with Shark. Shark is currently in... I think he's just... Oh no, he's in nobody's goal range. So he's going to clear, and he's just going to start doing some attacks on Veteran Catalyst. Now, I could have Rush Keepered, now that I'm thinking about it. That was a mistake by me. I could have actually, because I was still, Compound was still within 4 of the goal, and Shark stood up and then walked into range of Vet Cat. So, there's another miss by me. We're going to see who's going to get to go first. I believe Leon is going to get, I believe he's going to get initiative here. So he's got to figure out his goal run. So he does, I do have a free Rush Keeper, and he does have Shark basically right on the goal. So this could be a snapshot. Now the difficult thing here is the fact that Grayscales has, he has only a 6-inch kick, and so he could be threatening Rush Keeper here. So how do you play this out? Me personally, I might have tried to you can't really dance within Rush Keeper because you have to stop within 6. That gives Compound his full charge range, so you can't. You might be thinking, hey, I can unpredictable movement out of that, but he's gonna get to you lip to lip unless you advance in such a way so as to prevent that. Now he could possibly use the obstacle there. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe use the obstacle to just get so where Rush Keeper drags me out and I can't exactly get lip to lip, and then unpredictable would take him out. So he's thinking about, okay, can I pass into that? And he's gonna, where'd he go into it? That's also an excellent move. And then he's gonna, now here's the part, the just heartbreaking part is he throws, he passes, tries to make the pass for the snapshot and misses this pass. This is a critical drop here by the fish. This isn't, this is just luck giving up on you. 3 dice and he doesn't hit it. So the ball's gonna scatter. There's no snapshot, and that's a big drop because we were looking at easy 2 goals from the fish this turn if he snapshots and I can't get the ball out and over to my strikers, which I might be able to do, but it's a tough proposal. That ball is gonna just sit right there. I think I just take a gimme activation because I actually want him to score. I'm worried about where he's going to be able to feed though. And I think I'm pushing him around with Compound a little bit. So now he's going to go just basically scoop up that ball. He's going to do a couple of attacks first and then he's going to score. Oh, sorry. He's pushing back. He wants to get Vet Cat out of this play. And he wants to... See, at this point, I think I would have feeded as well. Because he's in spot... He could have gotten... looks like he could have gotten Calculus as well. because that's my throw-in target. He could have gotten Vet, Cat, Compound, and Calculus. He does score though, puts it in, so that puts the Fisherman to 4, to the Alchemist 8. I'm going to throw in, and it's pretty much going to snap right to Calculus there. So he didn't feed. That's another like potential issue here, because that would have forced me to kick out. Basically move 1 inch and then kick into space. Instead, I'm going to get my full jog. I'm thinking about kicking through a window between the two of them and just snapshotting in. That's not the best prospect. There were some concerns about, players being in the ball path. So instead, I'm just going to jog up. Yeah, I'm just going to jog up and pass to the snake. And then I'm going to play around with this dodge a little bit. First, I think, okay, I should dodge in. But then I'll be in melee with Jack. And I'm like, oh, what if I dodge out this way? And then I'm like, oh, that's Jack. He's going to push me right off the board. No, thank you. So I'm like, wait. Yeah, I'm just going to go in. So I go in. I compromise. I end up not getting into melee, but getting in nonetheless. And Jack is going to come in and attack and push me that way. I disagree with that again. I think he could have pushed... and this is Leon relearning the game. I think he could have pushed me outwards. Oh, I'm sorry. That's my unpredictable movement taking me there. So no, I did that. Because I wanted to not get heroic off the board. So now, unpredictable took me out of melee range. The snake's going to go and just basically drop the ball right on top of Midas. And with 2 on Siren, he's going to try to figure out how to stop this goal. I don't know that there's a really good answer here. He could try to charge at Midas and take the ball, in which case, Vitriol or Midas could go get the ball from her on the following activation. But still, it's still worth doing. Just trying to figure out what else could happen. Oh, it looks like that. Yeah, it looks like Midas is going to pick up that ball and just tap it in. And that's going to be it for game Alchemist 12, Fisherman 4. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you at the next one.